Aquarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-July 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Aquarius collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My God, Spirit Team, talk to me. What do we have for Aquarius in mid-July? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. So let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Aquarius, please. Let's get this card out nice and quick for you, my good friends. What is happening? It's a lovely time of year. There we go. Okay, unique. Very unique card. Follow your own good advice is the name of the card. So to me, and especially since when I see this, it's more of like an intuitive type of thing. It's like, all right, Aquarius, you know what's going on. You know what you're doing. Um, it's something about clarity where it's like, listen, I know what's happening. I know what the deal is. I know what I need to do. Doesn't seem like there's a lot of mystery here in how you might be approaching something or how you probably should. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the July subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk about this card. So looking at the imagery, I think it's an absolutely gorgeous card, but I always say we don't just go with the picture or the words itself. For some of you, it might be a strict message that you might need to hear for whatever reason. Let me know. But I often say giving advice and following it are two totally different things, right? And I know this from personal experience, my friends. Like, I could give people all the advice in the world. Um, do I follow my own advice all the time? Absolutely not. I will be honest with you about that, because sometimes in life things are easier said than done. Now, another thing I could pick up with this card, maybe there is someone that will seek you out for advice. Maybe you need a little advice. Maybe you need a third party perspective on a situation you're going through. That could definitely be the case when I see this card. But I also have this interesting energy where it's like, all right, you know what the score is, Aquarius. You know what you got to do, or you know how you should proceed with something. So we're just going to leave it at that. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card there, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for you, Aquarius. And while we get the deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled They Are Nervous. There was a lot of cerebral energy, mental energy showing up. To me, it was either someone overthinking or just someone that is very much on edge. And the reason I just chuckled right there isn't because that's a funny thing, but because I was speaking about Spock. Like, for some reason, I felt like somebody trying to like suppress emotion and use logic and think themselves out of something. That was a big vibe I was picking up last week. But we're going to see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Aquarius. What is happening? What is going on? There we go. Thank you. Okay. 8 of Pentacles. Okay. I like that. That's a good card to start off with. Yeah, I feel neutral about this for the time being. Let's get it tucked in by that amethyst. It could keep working away. Let's get a couple more. Could be work, career situations. It's a good card of effort. It could also represent mending things. I like it for a lot of reasons. Okay, a little communication coming in. We have Page of Wands right there in the center. I like how the energy is moving, because it's like, all right, I am making progress here. I feel like there's progress being made. Let's get one more. The Magician, powerful. Okay, your energy this week has a definite different flavor to it than the rest of the zodiac, because I'll tell you this, from all the ones that I've filmed so far, and I know I published the Aquarius readings first, but the other ones that I've filmed, um, energy has been seeming a little bit volatile, and yours seems a bit more measured, if that makes sense, which I think is a good thing. Let's go through and do a quick overview. I'll give you the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, I like the elemental mixture we have going on. It's like a lot of outer world type of stuff, because we have Earth, that's the material realm. It's work, career, housing situation, family, the material world around us. We have fire, which is the realm of action, movement, that internal combustion. I love fire energy, especially for Aquarius, something that you guys could vibe with. And then we have the magician, master of all elements. And this is like the ethereal world. So it's like we have two cards that tie into the physical realm, and then we have the spiritual, etheric area here on the back end. So there is some sort of balance that seems to be coming along with your zodiacal placements this week, which could be a good thing. But I feel like we're going to have to really key in because this could be all one situation or multiple. But let's go through this piece by piece and really start to build it out. So position number one, we are starting with Eight of Pentacles. I like it. Even though it's earthy energy, it's not stuck in place. It is making progress. It is making a steady forward progress, which is a really good thing. Now we see this individual, they're chiseling away, they're creating those pentacles, they're at a workbench. So of course, for some Aquariuses, maybe like the most pressing things on your mind right now are money related, finance related, work related, investments related. This card ties into all that stuff. But if not, this is a card of effort and action, what we're putting our energy into. And it could really tie into relationships as well, if that's what you're watching this for. Because when I see the Eight of Pentacles, it's like, I want to work on this, or there is something I want to put energy into, which can be a good thing. It can also represent fixing things. When I see this, it represents somebody that's trying to make something right or trying to fix things or mend a bridge. So we'll see what the clarifier has to say about all that. Now, the downside, this could be an energy that's not trying hard enough or trying too hard. That's like the main vibe I always get here with Eight of Pentacles. It's like, all right, either I'm not putting enough energy into it, or I'm done putting energy into it. It's just an energy where there's an imbalance of how much energy is getting committed to something. So we'll definitely want to look at that. And it could also be overworking, doing too much. So again, I'm not saying that's you. It could be someone else you're connected to, where they might just be doing a little too much, where the energy is a little too intense for whatever reason. Now, moving to the middle, I like how the energy seems to progress, because the way it feels to me, it's like I have the effort, I'm putting energy into it, and now it's moving. Now it's starting to travel. Now I'm seeing the fruits of the labor. We have the Page of Wands, really nice. So for some of you, you might be connected to a fire sign, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and pages are a fresh, new energy. Whether it's a new perspective, a new situation, a revitalized feeling, especially with this Page of Wands, it could connect to your energy level. So when I see it, it's like, okay, I'm feeling better about something, or I'm feeling more revitalized, which is a really good thing. Pages are students, pages are messengers. So again, whether this is a new way of thinking or a new thing to put your energy into, I like it. And it could literally just be a message or a talk as well. We could really strip away everything. When I see the Page of Wands, it's a conversation or a message that's coming in hot. So we'll want to look at it further. Now, what might be the downside of this Page of Wands? It could be a little unpredictable. It could be a little volatile. And that's what I've been seeing for the other signs. But yours has a different flavor, because on the back end here, you have the magician, the master of all elements. So if there's anything that could keep this reined in, it's the magician. Now, I tie this card in heavily to magnetism and to manifest and creating something, pulling it from the etheric realm into the material. So whether you're purposely trying to create something or not, the magician tells me that you have the power to do it is going to be heightened when this card is here. This can link to spirituality. It could be a karmic card as well. So maybe situations you're dealing with have karmic lessons attached to it. The magician, yeah, spirituality, ritual, all that good stuff, and ties to source energy. But it is a huge card of control, for better or for worse. And that's usually the downside of the magician, because it could sometimes represent someone or something that is too controlling and stubborn, or it could represent a situation where it might be out of your hands, where it's like, not much I can really do about it. Or at least somebody has that perspective. But I think it's okay. Like, I feel cautiously optimistic about the energy I'm seeing for you this week. It's different than last week. So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Aquarius. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the Eight of Pentacles. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Aquarius, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, let's get in on that Eight of Pentacles. Let's see where this energy is headed. Okay, this energy, we're going to have to see how it unfolds. And don't get nervous about this card. We have the Seven of Swords in reverse underneath the Eight of Pentacles. This could be a different approach or an option that you haven't quite considered yet. So again, with whatever situations you're dealing with, just know that there might be an angle or a way to approach it that either hasn't arise or arisen, or you haven't seen it yet. That's just how it feels to me. Now, the Seven of Swords can be an energy you need to be cautious about. In the most positive sense, it could be something that's hidden, something that's not within your view. Worst case scenario, it could be an energy where it's not really trustworthy. But when I see the Eight of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords in reverse, it's like, no, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. I'm focused. I know what I need to do, and I'm focusing my energy. So I feel like it's very important for a lot of Aquariuses in this time to either have a goal or something to work towards or something to work on. You got to have something in your sights. Got to lock in those energy beams when I'm seeing this. But again, I also see an option or path opening up for you that you haven't quite considered, which feels good. Again, I guess it depends on your situation. For some of you, maybe it's a work option. For some of you, maybe it's a way to figure a problem out. I like it, but I feel like we need to be cautious as we move forward. That's the thing. So let's just keep going. We're going to move in on that Page of Wands. Yeah, I mean, some of you might just be like really focused on one thing as well, where it's like, no, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for any of that. I'm focused on this. But let's see what's up with the Page of Wands. That energy can shift. So why is the page here? Thank you. Whoa. Okay. So a very similar thing in the Libra reading. So we have the Eight of Wands, huge card of action, huge card of like talks and messages, and it's just like a springboard. I don't know why I'm saying a springboard. You ever know like when you pull a rubber band back like a slingshot and you're like pulling tension and boom, it just goes? That's how this feels to me, where it's something that just picks up steam. That's been a thing through the whole zodiac this week, where like I feel things picking up steam quickly. Now that can be channeled for your good use, right? That could be channeled for positive purposes, but at the same time, I just feel like things happen quickly for a lot of people in this time for one reason or another. Now the Eight of Wands has a lot of similarities with the Page of Wands. They're both fire, obviously. They're both action oriented. They both connect to communication, conversations, and it's coming in quick. Now, for some of you, this can be like really, really heavy, explosive action in one way or another. Because right here, we see the work, we see the tension building, and then boom, it's almost like a breakthrough in a sense. It's either a breakthrough or some action. Now, if we are talking about a communication or even multiple, this energy is coming at you. Like that's what I'm getting. It's like here it comes, here they come type of energy, because it's like coming at you like a rocket. Okay, so keep that in mind. And I know you're on the same zodiacal axis as Leos. They're like your opposite sign. So you're one of the zodiac signs that does have that inherent sense of magnetism. So don't be surprised if your phone's blowing up more so than usual. You got a lot of people coming at you. Just feels very chatty to me. So again, here it comes, here they come type of energy right there in the center. We're going to keep moving. A lot of stuff, a lot of information just pouring through, and a lot of things intensifying quickly. But I feel like if you channel it properly, it can be a very good thing. Let's move in on the Magician. If you can channel it properly. Why is the Magician here for Aquarius? Then we'll do our recap before we get into the shadow. Thank you. Yeah, I saw the breakthrough for you a couple weeks ago. Okay. Interesting. So we have the Nine of Cups in reverse underneath this Magician. All right. So there should be something. Oh, why does it feel like a distraction? Or there is something where it's like you shouldn't allow something or someone to like knock you off course or distract you in this time. Again, I don't want to sound mean or cold or heartless or anything like that. But when I see the Magician with the Nine of Cups in reverse, it's either telling me, all right, there is something coming in. You will get the result you want, but it's not going to come the way you want it. That's one thing. So watch out for feeling disappointed. because that's just how it feels. It's like you're going to get what you wanted, but it's going to look a little different than you thought, or it's going to come in a different way than you had imagined. It doesn't feel like the grass is greener on the other side, but sometimes when we create things, when we manifest things, the universe will deliver it how the universe wants to deliver it. We don't get a say on how something shows up in our life. That's part of what I'm feeling here. But there's also this energy of watching out for distractions, because when I see this Nine of Cups, it's usually in the upright, it's open, it's welcoming, it's having a damn good time. When I see it in reverse under the Magician, it's like, no, no, not yet, not yet, almost there. So there is something that you are very close to achieving or accomplishing, and there might be a distraction that comes in at the last second to pull you off course. So just be cautious of anything like that. But it's almost time. That's another thing I'm getting. It's like it's almost time. It's almost here. It's almost here. Let's go through and do a quick recap because I feel like I've been all over the place. There's a lot of energy coming through. So only take what's yours. But if you kindly look in the box before we get into the shadow, position number one, we have the Eight of Pentacles with the Seven of Swords in reverse. There could be an option or a path that either you haven't seen it yet or it's going to arise in this time where it's like, oh, okay, I never thought of that, or I never thought of approaching it this way. It's like a solution of some kind or a way to approach something. So, again, whether it's a mindset thing or otherwise, um, I also feel an energy that's staying focused, where it's like, oh, I've got time for that. Moving to the center, I have the Page of Wands with the Eight of Wands. Uh, Again, communication, conversation, forward movement. It felt like a slingshot being pulled back. So something that takes off like a rocket. So watch out for things that intensify very quickly. But at the same time, I was picking up a lot of magnetism, whether it's like people, conversations. It's like something's coming at you quick. And it's like it's already on its way. So it's like here it comes or here they come type of energy. It might be a little more popular than usual. Moving to the back end, we have the Magician with the Nine of Cups in reverse. Watch out for any distractions. I feel like you're like really close to either receiving something or accomplishing something. So don't let something knock you off course right at the very end. Another thing I'm picking up here um, is receiving something, but not quite in the way you envisioned it. Where it's like, all right, I manifested this. This is what I wanted. This is the result I wanted. But damn, why did it have to come in like that? So watch out for weird things like that. But interesting stuff. I think for the next couple of weeks, you're going to have some intriguing energy. So please take a screenshot. Lots of magnetism here. You could look into it further if you'd like. Let's see what's in the shadows. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge, they could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. And if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get your shadow card out here. What do we got for Aquarius, please? In the shadows. World. Yeah, so just like I was saying, there's something that's almost here, or it's almost time for something, whether it's something you've been working towards or a cycle that's coming in. I have the world in the shadows. Now, the good thing about the world, it represents the close of one chapter, but the opening of another. It's not like a permanent type of ending like the Ten of Swords. To me, this is a huge card of change and transformation. And just seeing what I saw within the reading and now seeing this in the shadows, it's like, no, it's almost here. There is something major that is almost here. So again, I guess it depends on you and your journey and your situation, but it's like we're almost at the finish line, Aquarius. We're almost there. Um, the hard aspect of the world, I mean, this could represent someone being disgruntled with the way the world itself works, right? And everyone knows Aquarius is the humanitarian of the zodiac. So maybe there's certain things going on in the world where empathetically and mentally and emotionally it like really weighs on you. That could be a thing when the world shows up too, because it's not just about endings. But yeah, there's a really powerful transformation happening too. So heavy energy, intense energy, but I feel like it's workable, if that makes sense. So we're going to leave it at that, Aquarius. That's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The July subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, you could book a personal reading with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. My digital calendar's over there, so you could go check out availability. But for the July subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my most favorite decks, the Tarot of the Owls. It's beautiful, it's unique, and it definitely fits the season. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, It's two simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, for all the uses that tarot has to offer, which do you think is best? Do you like using it for love situations, personal, financial, business, you name it? You put it in the comments, you'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.